Good. Good. You don't need to always use a torque wrench. What? I always use a torque wrench. What do? I use German torque specs. Good and tight. Today we're going to be looking at a torque wrench. So this is the yiyeie. Is a 50-piece set, 10 to 220 inch-pounds of torque, high precision, wide range, micro scale, 72 teeth ratchet, and dual range. So we got Newton meters and inch pounds. I initially got this because I had a job I need to do on my car that requires more delicate torque specs. So I went on the Amazon, as I do, and I wanted to find the best one. And what attracted me most is the gold and black. I think that's the coolest look for me personally, but let's take a look at it. Got a nice little carrying case. Feels very, very durable. I like that. Then on the front, it's got some technical data, what the model is, the drive, the range, increments of 1 inch-pound, by the way, which is really nice. Sometimes there's weird torque specs like 3 inch-pounds. Wow, look at that. All right. Definitely more than I anticipated. I really just wanted the torque wrench, but I mean, it comes with a whole bunch of extra stuff. Why not? So let's first look at the torque wrench itself. Ooh, okay. First impression, got a good weight to it. It's aluminum. So it's nice and light, but has a good weight and heft to it. That's nice. Very nice teeth. Some good laser engraving so you can see what you're looking at. I think the way I saw it was you pull this collar down and then you just twist it and then it locks into place for each little torque. So that's nice. So on each side you have inch-pounds. That would be on the face, or I should say the back. And then on the inside you have Newton meters. So you don't have to guess. You can go to exactly which one you want to go to. And the mechanism, nice and smooth, locks into place really nice so you know you're exactly on the spot you need to be on. So the way torque wrenches work is you have this little section here. You can hear the head angles sideways. This is at 10 foot-pounds, so it's very small amount of torque. So once you reach that torque level, it stops and you know you got that nice audible click to know you're at the right torque specs, which is super nice. So we'll set that to the side for now. Let's see what we all have in here. So there's definitely a lot of accessories in here, small little bits. You're gonna be using this on small things. It's not gonna be used on large things. So it's nice that they include a kit. So in the kit, we have a 4mm all the way up to a 15mm. What's nice about this is it has a little button on it to lock these in place. This I need to use an extension, or this is a step up, I should say. And look at that. And it's locked in. So it won't come off. All you gotta do is press it to take it out. So we got our 1/4 inch to 3/8. So that's pretty nice. So if you have other sockets at your house, you can use, but I don't see that you'd go higher than 15mm for something this small. There's a very interesting, so this is 1/4 inch, and then there's a weird, I have no idea what that is. I've never seen it in my life, but it's included. Then we have a few extensions here. So this extension is a hex, and they have a little hex adapter. So that's pretty sweet. I probably wouldn't use those. However, I would definitely use this. So this is a 1/4 extension, but keep in mind, the longer extension you use, the more skewed the torque specs are. So typically you want to go a little bit over your initial torque spec if you have longer extensions, because the torque here versus here is much different because you have flex in this. So keep that in mind. And then we also have an assortment of Allen keys, very tiny, all the way up to ridiculously large. And then we have some flat heads and some Phillips heads. And then we have Torx bits. So that's very nice. Very good variety of stuff to get started. Now, the use case for this for me will be automotive because I work on my own cars. But you can use this for computer stuff, drones, for little stuff around the house. I mean, anything that would need a torque spec that's pretty small, I think this will do really well. And I mean, come on, it looks so cool. Gold and black, that's super rad. All right, so here we have a nice little battery tray with some nuts on top. Now, they're not specified with the torque specs, but these are 15 millimeter. And I would say, let's go to 12 inch-pounds. So to know where you're at, you have to look at the very bottom line. And that very bottom line shows 10. So 10, 11, 12. So see your 2 there, and your 10, you got 12. Simple. And you just go until it clicks. Just like that. And then now you could do everything else. And now you know they're torqued exactly the same. So I'm gonna raise this up a bit. I wanna get a little bit tighter so you can hear the locking a little better. Just like that. Easy. Those are torqued that quick. So easy. I wouldn't suggest torquing in the opposite direction because that can ruin the springs and how it's set in here. So if you need to remove bolts, do not use this. Only use this to torque bolts. So you'll probably always have it on Titan. Just something to keep in mind. Bolts right there. Let's try some screws. All right, here's my old crappy heater that I use for my office. Because I mean, it still works, but it's not as good as the other heater. Check out that review. We got some screws on top. We're gonna find the specific screw that'll fit. That one's pretty good. I might go one larger. This might be too large. Nope, that's perfect. Stick it on and I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but now I can go throughout this entire thing. It's a little harder with the screws, but it works. So personally, I would probably just use it for sockets. The screws kind of worry me a little bit, but if you can get a really good grip on it, no big deal. I think for things that really require torque specs, maybe like computer parts and stuff like that, this could be very useful. But for me, more so, I think it'd be more useful on automotive. Now, I don't have any bolts to torque on my car at the moment. However, this thing works. I like how precise it is, and you can go in 1 inch-pound increments. I like all of the extras that come with it, and it's in a nice hard case, so you got it protected. When you're done, you can put it all away, lock it up, nice and easy. And it's a good value for having all of these extras aside from just the torque wrench itself. So if you'd like to get one of these, I'll leave a link in the description below, and we'll see you in the next video.